Alright, Sultai Diviner, for those not super familiar, Diviner refers to this card, Soul Diviner here. Remove a counter for an artifact, creature, land, or planeswalker you control to draw a card. So we play this card alongside things like Dreadhorde Invasion, and Kiora, and Vraska, and Enter the God-Eternals, and Roalesk, and Hydroid Krasis to be able to draw lots of different cards, Blast Zone 2, so we played the Sultai iteration a couple times in the past, and it felt very reasonable. We've also played, we played a straight blue-black build yesterday that felt kind of okay. So I'm interested to see how this feels in relation to this with the blue-black one being fresh in my mind. How much of it is play lots versus win more than you lose? You definitely need to be winning more than you lose, but how much you need to be winning by more than you lose is definitely dictated by the volume that you play. So if you're winning significantly more than you're losing, you can play less. But like, if you're like, you know, like a 53 or 54% type person, you're gonna have to play more to climb up. The non-foil island is a real, it's just the total pits. Just a real stain on an otherwise piece of beautiful thing. Alright, if we hit a, actually, am I supposed to Tyrant Scorn this? Maybe I'm just supposed to Scorn this. I don't know, if I play this, I hit a land, I could, like, enter the God-Eternals list. Do I really care about 1/1/1 while I have Dreadhorde out?
Sorry I'm late. Let's try this.
Land!
Nature flows with vigor.
This one up to 26 lands. I feel like the last time we played this, one of the changes was we added a 26 land. Oh yeah, 26 lands all day. God bless. Hey, Pharaoh. Thank you for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Krasis lets me poke the Teferi, which is nice. Unless they have like a hostage taker here. That's annoying. It's gonna take my Enter the God-Eternals most likely. I guess they might take this, depending on what else they have going on. If they have like Dovin's Veto here, we could get into a little bit of trouble. Alright, that take I assume means no veto. Scorn 2. Woof.
I've got that sinking feeling again.
Awesome, dude. Have a good time. Yeah, probably should have just done this on turn 2. Or turn 3, whenever that was. Oh. Nice, Bad Robot. If we hit a land here, we can play Krasis for 4 because of this, which will let us draw 3 cards, so that'd be kind of nice. Ashiok, Nightmare Dreamer, Dream Renderer. Show me... Please tell me where the Command the Dreadhorde deck hurts you.
My dreams dissipate like smoke.
Hey! One drop ripples and grows.
To be fair, our deck draws enough cards that like getting 20 cards milled probably is like game winning.
I've done the hero thing before.
Back to the depths.
So I can play this. I can diddle this. I can play this. I think I need to trophy this. And then next turn, I can... You have a third basic? Next turn, I can Soul Diviner, eat the Blast Zone token, and then kill their 4/4 and their hero tokens, which is nice. Only 2 basics, good to know.
Behold,
From battle.
always return.
And now this gets to attack here. Need 21 cards in our deck after this Ashiok melts us again next turn.
You're fine.
Ooh, that's a good question. Are we through both of our... Definitely milling them here. Yeah, I used Soul Diviner to remove... I used Soul Diviner to remove the tokens.
This is difficult to digest.
The ocean surges, life thrives.
You like Sphinx of Foresight? That's interesting.
Now I'm
I can see that being okay. It's not particularly aggressive. So, removing all targets of a spell makes a spell fizzle. However, this Enter the God-Eternals explicitly has 2 targets. It targets the player and the creature. You have multiple Ashioks. Yikes. Opponent's just like all in on the mill plan. Well, I guess we're done drawing cards. I guess we're done drawing cards. The good news is our clock is closing relatively quickly here.
I will always return.
Worth noting that drawing a card with this is not optional. You could have attacked Ashiok with those. Oh, right. She was at 4, right? They were at 4? Yeah, it was at 4.
Nature flows with vigor.
I'm gonna get Kaya's Wrath and be really sad here. Maybe I should hold this in case they do have the sweeper. It's possible I should hold this in case they have a sweeper. I'm gonna land 12 cards in my deck. No, it could matter if they hit the sweeper. Like if they were there at 7. Like 9 versus 7 is a difference. Alright, no Kaya's Wrath, please. Arena stuff resets in 27 minutes, half an hour. Couple Elder Spells, round out my trophies. Contempt or Queen's good. I think this is probably too slow. Making a bigger thing doesn't really matter. I was like, do I want this card? I probably don't, huh? How do we feel about Narset? I could see this being okay. Like they have various planeswalkers and I have good ways to protect it. I'm gonna trim Kiora since I'm trimming down my top end, and like her drawing cards is not optional, which if they stay on this mill plan could be relevant. Pretty easy mulligan here. That's one of the worst draws in the deck. Like, if I'm gonna draw another land, I'd really prefer it to be a black source, so that way I can have double black. Oh, magic. At least you're foil these days, Hinterland Harbor. At least you're foil. I was ready for the second Thought Erasure. Fully prepared. I'm glad you just came in and said it was bad, Bob. God bless. I appreciate other competitive Magic players. It is very bad. It'll probably get played in Pauper. Maybe it's Pauper playable. I really hope we get foil basic soon. The one non-foil basic island in this deck is such a drag. It's like our deck is beautiful other than this. You played mono red for 7 hours yesterday. What a tryhard. Did you make the cut? I don't know are you really that competitive? It took you 7 hours with mono red? And if you were good, it would take you a lot less time than that, I feel like. Blastoise is such a good foil, too. His hand obviously needs a blue source, but it's got like 2 castables without one, and if it finds it, it's pretty easy. I kept being dumb, switching to other decks, losing 2 matches and coming back. Alright, I accept that. Alright, I accept. Alright, opponent kept a similar hand. I would like to take your castable, thanks. Yeah, Deckmaster's down. The system is down. Maybe I'm supposed to bottom that there. I don't know if they like counter or kill this. Having a second blue and a 5th land's important. This is my Flampler. There are many like it, but this one is mine. I think I just start cranking Blast Zone up. I think I want to take it to at least 3. We know that they have 2 basics, and one of them's a basic swamp. We atrophied them in game 1 when they had basic swamp, basic island, and they didn't find a 3rd. Well, we're winning this incredibly awkward race for the time being. Unfortunately, Screw tends to beat Flood. Although I guess my opponent's like also drawing lands, or just like not drawing black lands. Oh, I didn't mean to crank that up. Oh, I forgot this was over here. It even said submit one in the thing. That's awkward. Yeah, maybe there's Hydroid Krasis in my deck. If I draw Hydroid Krasis, we're like kind of okay. Why not bounce our creature there? I guess that's an okay line. Yeah, it's probably better. I'm playing all my lands out because we have Hydroid Krasis we could draw. Hey, Stormbreath Dragon, thanks for the 3 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I'm probably just gonna trophy this, huh? That 6 spells and 17 cards this game. Touch unfortunate.
I have come for vengeance and blood.
You have a veto as well. I'm just getting super punished for having ticked this to 5 by mistake here.
Vampirism is a useful trait.
I know 88 will hone your prowess.
This will not be my
All right.
final party.
All right. We drew a spell and it was really good. That's weird. That's so strange. We drew a spell and it was really good. Alright, so this is dying then. It's like Teferi, tuck my thing. Oh, there's Soren. Weird. They're just like going for the throat here, huh?
I will have revenge for House Markov. What a mess I've made.
Why should I Thought Erasure before I Narset?
Keep an open mind.
Why? Why is that a good idea? Seeing adjusting one card on 4 isn't really a meaningful ratio of change. I'd much rather surveil before like drawing a single card with Vraska, for instance.
You should leave before I make you disappear. Being ruthless. Rewards.
And that proliferate misclick taking this to 5 is probably going to cost me this game. If this had been on 4, I could have traded off for like both of these and been in a pretty reasonable spot. You have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I leave this here. Narset prevents them getting an extra draw. Also, Tyrant Scorn is a cheaper way for them to bounce their creature and replay it to get a draw. So pretty confident I want to leave them with Time Wipe.
The weak feed the strong.
Alright, well that dies to Vraska. So I got that going for me at least.
With thoughtfulness before action. Mind and body should move and move. Meditate and prepare.
Perfect.
I've suffered worse.
I think I'm gonna Contempt the Soren here. This might be a little greedy, but like, I get a draw step, a Narset Impulse, and a Vraska uptick next turn. So I get to see a lot of cards to try and deal with this. I think exiling the Soren is the play to win line. Hey, MB, thanks for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Contempt, definitely one of our better hits there. So it feels good to hit something meaningful after like a bunch of bricks. Yeah, exactly. Like the Soren represents like multiple threats in the long term, right? Whereas like this is just one. I'm like I get a lot of chances to find an answer to just one this turn.
I have just the trick for this.
Perfect. And this means even if this is like a veto, they're not gonna. I'm not dead because I'm going to 3 off this. Sweet. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Staying alive. Staying alive. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Staying alive. Do do do.
It's lost.
One of the nice things Vraska does is we flooded earlier this game, but helps us stay as we go along. Convert these lands into something potentially useful. Hey, Regim, thank you for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Standard is great, Robert. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a great one. Thanks for the 15. Look at that. Finally found a use for Blast Zone. Get out of here.
Everyone is expendable.
Oh, we're halfway there. Do 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 do. I would love to tuck this guy in, thank you. Wow. That almost feels kind of premature. Like, this emblem doesn't do anything until we have a creature out to do something with. Maybe they're just off it. Definitely been there, done that. Right? He's just like, yep, off it. So because I had a second Vraska in my hand, if it passed back to my turn, I was definitely going to ult the Vraska I had in play and then play the new one and plus her. Yeah, it was a good set. It was a good set. Right, bub? Yeah, in the long term, they probably didn't have a great plan for plowing through the Kefnet, that's true. And, like, my hand was really good, right? Like, I had Trophy and Elderspell. We were definitely a huge favorite there. Alright, I realize none of my spells are castable, but I believe in a thing called love, so that's right on top of my deck. I think I just do this and, like, sculpt my game plan from here. Yeah, this has definitely been one of the mid-range decks I've really liked playing in this format for sure. Opponents playing the second best deck in the format. The best is mono red with mismatched mountains. Alright. Lands the next 2 draw steps, please. 26 lands later. 26 lands later. Alright. Oh ho. We're halfway there. Do do. Do 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 do.
Your life's about to end.
Alright.
Hope you're ready.
Destroy target creature, gain 2. This card's basically Vraska's Contempt, chat. Kills something and gains 2. Yeah, blue source would be great. I hear blue sources are wonderful this time of year. Oh no. Oh no, Vraska. Blue source. And we're dead. We're not quite dead yet. If they draw a brick, we can do this next turn. If they draw a brick, we can do this next turn. Dang it, Bobby. Dang it, Bobby. Yeah, I could have played Soul Diviner. Maybe that's the better play. I guess if I play Soul Diviner, I get 2 draws the following turn. I don't know. So, like, the Soul Diviner still loses to, like, Lightning Strike, right? Because I'm never chump blocking the 3/3. Oh, yeah, I could have done them both the same turn, right? Because I could have tapped the Blast Zones and then undiddled. Yeah, good call. Good call. Yeah, so I super messed that up and deserve to lose. Thank you for pointing out that I'm an idiot. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Could have played Kiora off of double blast zone plus a land, undiddle the land. The fact that this is a mana dork that dorks right away is something that takes it's not committed to muscle memory for me. Hey, Justo. Thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's definitely something where I'd have to, like, play this a lot more to, like, have that be like, oh, that's the line. This is, like, not in the range of, like, our best hands in this matchup, but on the play especially, I think this is fine. Like, turn 2/2/3 is, like, very reasonable. We have all of our colors. Cards like Roalesk are actually very good in this matchup because not only do they provide a meaningful body to block things, but they also close the game out very quickly. Yeah, I like this deck a lot, Nursery. I think it's very competitive. This is our second or third. I think it's our third time playing this, maybe fourth. It's up on my website if you want to see the past leagues. We have to curve Contempt into Apex Hybrid here, which is nice. Maybe I'm supposed to play tapped land and Scorn here. If they play a Chandra this turn, I'm going to be sad that I burned this. I don't know. I'm not really going to make a strong conclusion one way or another, Core Demi. Like, a lot of the number of games that you have to play with something to be confident that, like, it's just better than something else is, like, really high. So, I think because they have a bunch of burn spells and exile here, I'm gonna wait to play this and just, like, absorb these with my face. And then play this when they don't have these two looming over me. You are my greatest shame, Island. You are my greatest shame. I'm not convinced that the number of these that we're playing are worthwhile. For two, it feels like too frequently I play this card and don't have a creature for him. So looking to fade a second Frenzy at this point. And again, I did mention, you know, four power creatures close the game out very quickly. So like, we got them on a 2-turn clock now with the draw of this Diviner. If they draw a creature we can Contempt, we're gonna be in a very good spot. Well, outside of Frenzy, they're dead. So they don't have a single card that, I guess they could have a burn spell and kill the Soul Diviner. Come on, that one's not gonna do it. God, I'm really upset with myself that I punted that first game. I bet we'd have won too if I'd have seen the Kiora into the other thing line, into the Diviner line, because we'd have gotten a guaranteed. We'd have gotten a guaranteed enter the God-Eternals, then close really quickly from there and draw a bunch of cards. All right, let's shake it off and try and win this one on the draw. I should be thoroughly in the clear for maintaining my top position. Gobble gobble. Yeah, I was like 260 something. I did a bunch of climbing with the Aristocrats deck at the end of last season, so I was just enjoying playing it. This slow start should mean that Enter the God-Eternals buries them. Once they, like, run some lands off here and have a really good frenzy, it should be in a good spot. Yeah, you should be good, Bob. I was 250 to start the day. I was 250 to start the day, and I only sold like 20 spots. These last couple of seasons have been a lot less brutal than the first one. I think in large part because the first season ended on a weekend. I think the fact that the first season ended on a Saturday contributed to how volatile it was because there were more people playing. Alright, so I think I'm eating a counter off of Blast Zone here. Yeah, the Blast Zone can kill the egg, but the problem is killing the egg also kills my 4/4. It's like it's not completely free. Why mill yourself if you have no Jumpstart cards deck? Because the opponent's deck sometimes plays Risk Factor, which is not a card that I want to draw them into. So it's not just about your deck having upside, it's about not giving your opponent upside. Unless the match is going to come down to you decking, you should not mill your opponent ever, basically. Yeah, Blast Zone being able to kill tokens in this deck is really sweet. It's something that's come up before when we've played. So I get to draw like 4 cards next turn if I untap with all this stuff in Vraska. Wonder if we're going to see them hit Vraska here.
Pity we couldn't have been allies.
Soul Diviner is probably my pick for best card, not currently turned deck. Yeah, we played a blue-black Diviner list the other day too that felt pretty good. Oh, speaking of things that feel pretty good. So I'm not going to use this Cruelty until we get to their turn, because I don't want them to be able to kill their thing in response here. So if I had proactively Cruelty'd their Phoenix, they could have Wizard Lightninged it in response, effectively keeping it around. Now I could die here if they have a deal 2 and a deal 3, we are in trouble. This is unfortunate, because it means that if I want to eat this turn, it dies, so I probably don't want to eat it this turn. Oh wait, I can pump up this and eat this, right? Perfect. Moment of Craving means I have good blocks inside of combat here, which is nice. Solidly en route to stabilization here. Because I don't really care about the Seamkin at this point. And like, I kind of have Blaststone and stuff. I really just want to draw a bunch of cards here. We were so close to dead. We were so close to dead. And they're only on 4 lands here, so we should be good to go. GG. Fun fact, you can enter the God-Eternals, you're 4/4 and it will live. Yeah, right now. Oh, Enter the God-Eternals is a real good card. Damage doesn't kill creatures. State-based actions kill creatures. Ain't that the truth? Alright, I thought Naya was gonna be the deck of the day, but this is definitely the standard deck of the day. Dealer's choice, as long as dealer's choice is a dumb meme, will do, Blizz. Thanks for the biddies, I appreciate it. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. London mulligans falling down, falling down, falling down. London mulligans falling down now. Please, Watsy. Doorbell. Hinterland Harbor Isolated Chapel. Alright. Alright, you've piqued my interest, opponent. What are the odds this is Sinkhole? Oh, they're probably just 4-color Dreadhorde, right? They're probably just 4-color Dreadhorde. Some of the Dreadhorde decks are playing a basic now. They've wised up to abusing this card being abused against them. Sorry to everyone whose dogs just went crazy about the doorbell. I would expect this matchup to be bad for us. Just on like a card-to-card basis. Like, our deck doesn't have a super fast clock, and Dreadhorde kind of goes over the top of what we're doing. So I would expect this to be a bad matchup for our deck. Hey, Brian. Thank you for the 36 months of support. That's such a long time. So for keeping me around.
Your corpse will make a nice souvenir. Don't be surprised if we meet again.
It's not too bad once we sideboard. How does it get better post sideboard for us? Like what gets better? I'm gonna go ahead and draw a card with this. Like we get a couple of counter spells out of the sideboard, but again, just like I feel like our lack of an efficient clock really puts us behind here. The Narset and Negates and Brontes. What do you mean by Brontes? Narset's not that relevant here. I don't even know that I board Narset in this matchup. They don't have that many cards that draw cards. I guess Ritual of Soot's pretty good, and Nixilis Cruelty exiles Wildgrowth Walker, which is nice. Maybe we're okay. Yeah, Reversal's a very good card. You could also, like, we're a black deck, so we could also just, like, play our own copies of Command the Dreadhorde is a very real possibility. Yeah, I definitely agree that, like, exiling their Wildgrowth Walkers aggressively is a good way to attack their deck. We have 4 ways to do that in our 75. We have 2 Contempts and 2 Nixilis Cruelties.
Strife makes monsters of us all.
There are not thieves in our sideboard. As always, you can type !deck in chat to get a direct link to the deck list. That's unfortunate. This is pumping up their health total so that way they can get a Dreadhorde off. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to eat one off of this and leave that around. Let's take a peekaboo at what's going on up here, shall we? Yikes. Alright, well, shoot. I think I do this because it's the one that interacts with the board the fastest.
Another day, Kerr.
I'm just putting this into play tapped, and I'm planning to Contempt this turn, and then eat a counter off of here. And then Vraska can gobble this up, and then we'll be able to pressure whatever Planeswalker they play. I guess if they play Tamiyo and plus, I'm not going to use this because I want 6 power to pressure the Tamiyo off the table. Yep. No, I think they're bouncing Jade Light and then replaying it to scry. Oh, they're doing that. Okay, sure.
Don't worry, I got
It's not a bad draw.
That's how it was meant to happen.
Yeah, I don't think we're in a position where we can beat a Dreadhorde at this point. Which is a little unfortunate, but that's where we're at. Yeah, 24 is a lot of health. Exactly, and this is why, even though I have Disruption, the fact that I don't have the tools to pressure their health total is a really big deal. When you get Kiora, the clock speeds up. How is that? Kiora doesn't really impact the clock, right? Yep, there's a Command the Dreadhorde. Yep. Alright. I think I Vraska and shoot this Jade Light and then just, like, attack them with everything. Just to, like, take the most hit points off of them. They don't have a Wild Growth Walker in here, right? And then I'm gonna go ahead and trophy this so she can't dig for a Wild Growth Walker. Yeah, I could try and draw into a discard spell, that's true. No, I can't even really, right? Because there's like a Tameo in play. It feels a lot like trying to play like the Angels deck against Sultai from last season. Just like, doesn't really matter what you do, you're gonna die. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and back it in. Yeah, it's like playing against Tron is an very apt comparison. Concur. So I'm gonna cut these Scorn since I'm gonna bring in Ritualist, I think. And these trophies, and I have Vraska's Contempts as well. Yeah, Negate definitely comes in. Not close. Is Krasis not the axis I want to fight on? I feel like Krasis is not the axis I want to fight on. Yeah, Kiora just kind of mopes around. So the people that are saying we want to cut this card, again, I would just stress to you again and again and again. The way you beat the opponent's deck is by killing them. You don't beat them by just having a bunch of disruption because their deck draws too many cards for that to be good. So cards like Roalesk and Kefnet allow us to actually close the game out while we're playing our disruption. Sand's pretty okay. I feel like turn 4 Kefnet's probably like the best thing we could do in this matchup from, again, the we need a clock perspective. And like this into this is just kind of like everything we want to be doing. Well, you're ugly, but you do cast my 4-drop on 4, so I guess I forgive you. Alright, we have a plan. I don't know that it's a good plan, but it exists. Hey, Cabal Patriarch, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. Now, I think I want to ditch the Diviner to give myself the best chance to hit land drops here. Especially in the face of a Jade Light Ranger, a 2-3 isn't really a meaningful stat line, and I don't have anything for it to. I don't have anything for it to suck counters off of, right? I know they have this in their hand. Yeah, a land to cast the Sun Curve is way more important than a random whatever else. Needs to be explicitly a green source too. Yeah, like that doesn't cast it. Oh, I do have Vraska, that's true. Yeah, I think I stand by what I said. That I wanted to give myself the best chance to cast the Sun Curve.
If you show remorse, I'll show restraint. I'm not ready for this quite.
I can't, Bob. I don't have double green.
hardly my worst defeat.
Alright, and we're dead because I gave them a land. Ooh, they don't have another basic? They might not have another basic. They don't have another basic. Alright, so if they don't have an untapped land here, we have a chance. Alright, we're dead. Got it. Opponent hit their land, drop and cast card, liberated. We're dead. Onward, onward, upward, backward, forward. Maybe if we had the green on 5 to cast Roalesk, we would have been able to pressure their health total enough for that to not be game winning, but it's gonna get. New ladder is up, exciting. Sure. Double Kefnet's a little awkward. I guess if they kill the first one, we don't have to tuck it. We're looking for land 3, 4, 5, obviously, but we have with Thought Erasure to help surveil at least. Yeah, you can play Narset's Reversal if you really want. We have 3 copies of Negate, so, like, if I were to play Narset's Reversal, it would be over Negate, so, like, it wouldn't have mattered there, because I wouldn't have drawn it. I don't think playing some copies of Narset Reversal make your matchup measurably better. I think you're probably still a huge underdog regardless. Sweet. I think this deck has a pretty decent basic Mountains matchup. So, part of the problem with playing, like, again, there's a ton of really narrow answers you can play the Command the Dreadhorde deck, and I think if you're gonna play a narrow answer, rather than play Ashiok, I'd rather play my own Command the Dreadhorde, a Narset's Reversal, or the one that locks people out of targeting graveyards. I think Ashiok's an especially bad choice for anti-Command the Dreadhorde tech, because they can still Dreadhorde stuff out of your graveyard. Hey, Blizzmeeks. You don't implicitly play Pauper, but do you think mono white can do good? I have no idea. It's just not a clue. All right, we unfortunately don't have a play next turn. So if there's a land under this Hinterland Harbor, we're gonna be in a very good spot. Gruul was kind of disappointing, Gorks. The deck felt much worse than just playing Green-Red Sarkin. Yeah, Reversal has text against Nexus as well, which is nice, but it's also just, like, kind of narrow still. Alright, if we hit land, we should be in a good spot. Good to go. 4-5 into enter the God-Eternals. This feels like improper sequencing, right? I shouldn't do this into this. I should do this into this. So we're going to 10. We're going to 8. Next turn, we go to... So we're just dead to any burn spell next turn. And I can't actually shock this in. I guess I can, technically. I can shock this in, and I can contempt this, and then I'm not just dead if this is a blank and this is a blank. And I can't play God-Eternal with a shock land. I'm not dead yet. I'm not dead yet. Buddy land. Buddy land. Blast zone. Buddy land. Blast zone. Buddy land. Ugly island. Blast zone. Blast zone. Buddy land. Ugly island. Blast zone, buddy land, ugly island. Blast zone, buddy land, ugly island. Yay! Not guaranteed to win, but I'm saying there's a chance. That is a solid not dead yet. I'm not dead yet. We're at 6. We're at 4. They should have shocked their own creature. Yeah, if they would have shocked their own creature, I'd have gained 2 less. And then I'd be dead to a burn spell. That is correct. Ah, I love the smell of a shame concession in the afternoon. What's a shame concession between friends, really? Alright, let's do it. Blizzmeeks, I appreciate you, Blizzmeeks. There's someone who's a believer, really invests their energy into the stream. Hey, Jerhick, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. This hand's a black source away from being wonderful. Fortunately, I think I gotta mulligan that. I think I go down here. Like, I'm missing a color and these hurt me and I don't have a Moment Craving or like a 2-3. The Elk! Coming in hot with the 10-month resub. Thank you very much and welcome back. I appreciate it. Thanks for keeping me around. Alright, time to find out if this card is really worth its weight in gold here. Let's draw a Moment of Craving. Oh no! Oh. Oh. There goes the neighborhood. They had the technology indeed. Indubitably. Nah, Elderspell's narrow. I have 2 Contempts, 4 Assassin's Trophies, and 3 Vraskas that can like kill Tybalt, and I can also attack the Tybalt. So like Tybalt's good against us, but like I'm mulligan to 4 that game. I didn't have a black source in my hand, Chalky. So by keeping the land on top, I like triple, like most of my 2-mana spells are black. All of my 2-mana spells are black, actually, I think. So definitely right to keep the black source on top. Let's not make jokes like that, Panza. Thanks. Don't be tempted by the foilness, chat. It's a mulligan. I'm all alone, there's no one here beside me. Do 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 do. Nothing like starting with 9 cards total between your hands in games 2 and 3. London mulligans falling down, falling down, falling down. London mulligans falling down now. Please, Watsy. I think all the band decks are pretty bad right now, Matty Jacks. They're pretty mediocre against both the Dreadhorde decks and the Just Skywalkers. I feel like we ran pretty bad there. Ooh. Ooh. 1,000 gold? We ballin', chat. We ballin'. 1,000 gold. We so wealthy. I am super hyped for the Druid. Druid is in a ton of different decks. And it's been really ugly for a while now. It's been really, really ugly for a while now. I'm gonna open my 100 gems here really quick. Get 100 gems along with my 1,000 gold. Yay, mythic. So, someone earlier had mentioned how do you spell Sphinx? I don't know. Apparently I'm incapable. Oh, this card doesn't have a foil. I don't know if I can play this card. It doesn't have a foil. Someone earlier had mentioned Sphinx of Foresight, and I feel like this might be a reasonable inclusion. I've always been, like, every time we've played this card in other shells, it's been really impressive, and, like, it makes hands that you keep a lot better when it's in the opener. It gives you a little bit more consistency, which is nice, and it's another blue card that triggers Kiora nicely. So I could see doing this. It lowers the curve a hair. We often, like I mentioned earlier, we are often playing Roalesk. Well, so, like, I'm trading one 4-power creature for another, right? But, like, this Roalesk we are often playing as just a naked 4/5 that proliferated. And this seems much better in those instances, obviously. I'm also not 100% certain that this card is good. I feel like I should probably play more games with it, but there's a chance that this is bad. Like, I could see turning this into another Sphinx, just, like, maximize the Kiora. Someone mentioned wanting to cut one of these cards. I think you want to play 3 of this card. The red deck is really good, and this card is really good against it. So I think you definitely want 3 in the 75, and I think I'm pretty happy having 3 main. Yeah, I think I might try something like this next time. Next time we run this one back, maybe fit a 4th one in here and, like, trim down on these. There's a couple different things you can shuffle around, but trying some number of Sphinx does sound reasonable. At any rate, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day there, folks. I really appreciate everybody hanging out. I might or might not do a stream this weekend. Be sure you're following with notifications on Twitch, or you're in the sub Discord, because I'll post there with an @everyone notification when I go live, if I do. At the latest, I'll be back on Monday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, as always. Remember, if you want to see more content from myself, you can check out my website and my YouTube channel, magicesports.net, as well as youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. If you have, I did not respond to deck queue submissions last night, so if you have one of those waiting that you submitted today or yesterday, I'll be going through those later this evening, so you'll probably get an email back from me somewhere between like 3 and 5 or 6 hours from now, depending on when I sit down to go through them. At any rate, everybody, have a good weekend, and thanks as always for the support and for being here. I think the Tannen Grace I saw streaming earlier, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him a host. Nope, he signed off. I'm a liar. He was streaming. Alright, who's streaming Constructed? Mr. Jensen is online. Let's send you his way.